Hey Flosstube, this is Tara with Wild Woman Crafts and happy 2024. If I've not seen you yet this year, it is February 1st, which I was gonna say already because usually the months just like fly by, but for me, January felt like an extremely long month. I definitely was in camp like it's been 3 years in January as opposed to feeling like it flies by, but anyway, we have made it to February and I am here with a regular Flosstube update for y'all, and that is going to include a number of finishes, one of which I cannot show yet, but yep, a number of finishes, a couple of FFOs, and some more plans. I kind of, at the beginning of the year, put some general plans out there, but I think being home from the holidays and stuff, I finally got to like sit with those ideas a little bit and flesh them out a little more. So yeah, lots of good stuff ahead. I hope you choose to stick around. So yeah, like I said, I had a number of finishes and fully finished objects. So I will talk about my fully finished objects first. So the first three are not really like a surprise, I guess, but I just wanted to show off colors. So this is my Bird Crush finishes. So I fully finished 3 more of my Bird Crush clubs into hoops and put them into some of the frames that I got over the holidays. So I have 3 to feature here. We have our Lewis's woodpecker. So I don't know if this is like who's living in these permanently. That's kind of the beauty of these, is I can swap them out. And then I have the American goldfinch and the black-bellied whistling ducks. They look great. So I'm thinking right now it would be really cool, since I have 3 fabrics basically, so there's 4 birds on 3 fabrics, and so I think it would be cool to have 4 colors of frames, and then there will be like 1 of each fabric type in each frame, if that makes sense. So yeah, so I framed these 2 up and this one, and then just for color comparison, so these are like the 3 color frames I currently own. So okay, sorry, my partner just came home right as I was doing that. So the 3 colors that I have, so this is the caramel colorway, this is the natural, I believe, and then this is the dark brown. I'll have it up on the screen, I'm sure. But yeah, so these are the colors we're working with so far, and I'm loving it. I am loving how they're looking. So those were, when I count them, when they're in the hoops with the backs fully on, I'm calling that a fully finish, even because I don't own all these frames yet. But putting them in the frames is simply a matter of like smacking them in and putting little cardboard pieces in there. So I'm calling them fully finished when they're in hoops. So I only need 4 more in hoops. I need to go buy the hoops anyway. So yes, so I had 3 Bird Crush Club finishes, and then the only other thing I fully finished is a Smalls Exchange piece for the Winter and Stars Hollow retreat. So I took some footage of that before it left, and I'm gonna put it in with my update when we get the boxes. So because yeah, I don't want to spoil anybody who hopefully will be getting mine. So that was great. And then next up, I had a finish for now, but Team Rogue Round Robin took the month of January by storm, and we all stitched up our pieces, and I finished my Elegant Squid by Ink Circles, my quarter of the pattern, and shipped that off. So I'm gonna go ahead and insert a clip now so you can see how that looked before it went to Julie, Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World. Hey y'all, another clip that is out of order, and we're just throwing it in, but I'm about to ship out my Round Robin piece, my Team Rogue Round Robin piece, and I wanted to capture it on camera. I mean, I took photos of it, but sometimes I feel like video does a better job. So yeah, I think our squids in space theme is really coming through. I really love the variegation of these two threads, and I tried to be as on theme with my coordinating accoutrement as possible. So I'm sending it with a little nautical frosted pumpkin stitchery needle minder, and this critters in space this, you know, there's another cephalopod in space bag here. So love it, love it. It's getting shipped off to Julie, Kansas City girl in a Colorado world today. So can't wait to see how this goes. Now that this is finally happening, I'm like so excited. And honestly, I'm getting Julie and Stitch's piece next, and hers is so gorgeous. I can't wait. So anyway, yeah, just wanted to capture that. Back to you, me. Welcome back. Okay, so next up is a finish I can actually show you, and that is the first in the Black Needle Society's Celebrate All Year Stitch Along, and I put this in the project bag we just got in the Nice List box, the Rip It 805 Stitcher bag. I love it. So this is a series of 12 patterns that are being released monthly that are all different celebrations or monthly celebrations or observances. And so January was National Hot Tea Month. And this is the finished piece. So this is stitched on 32 count, I don't quite remember. Here we go. 32 count blue gray linen by Zweigert, I believe. And it looks so good. I love it a lot. And then today, since it's February 1st, we actually got the next one. And so February's observance or holiday is National Pie Month. So I will put that picture here because it is so darling. I am so excited to get that one up already. And this will be using the same fabric. So in the this stitch along was kind of the grand finale of the Nice List box for 2023, but you can purchase the PDF and the finishing pack if you want in the Black Needle Society vault. But for people who got the Nice List box, we got this cut of linen, and it is enough to stitch January, February, and March's pieces. I am thinking, since I have like leftover gift card money to 123 Stitch, that I'm just gonna order the called for the rest of the months, since those are already out. But anyway, sorry, just look at this one more time. It's so cute. Okay, so that was a great little, I'm very thrilled that so far the two sals that got me this year are kind of little smaller motifs that are like, I don't know, I like it. Yes, so that was a finish for this month. Then next up, I kind of regrouped after doing sort of all of my January homework. I mentioned last time I did the round robin, I did the smalls exchange, and the Celebrate All Year piece. Then I kind of settled and took another look at what I wanted to get done this year. And so one of those things is I wanted to knock out some of the holiday stitching between October and December that I started with my I think I had 11 starts in October and 12 starts in December. And I just kind of want to keep chipping away at those so that they're not languishing, because a lot of them just are not big enough. So next up, I finished my second Swedish neat bell, and this is the reindeer. So this is another ink circles chart, lots of lovely ink circles this year. And this is on a 36 count platinum. Normally I like kind of have this stuff top of mind, but I just really couldn't tell you. Let me check here since I have my Notion behind me. Yes, 36 count platinum. And this is stitched in 2 colors with DMC 310, and the center is Jakey Brown from Classic Colorworks. I think so. Man, I am off my game so far. That's fine. But yeah, so I have 4 more of these to go, which we will kind of talk about my plan for how I want to tackle some of these series later this year. Okay, so next up, I have 2 more finishes to show you. So the next one was another one of these holiday pieces, and I finished Mill Hill Snowman Globe. And I'm really hoping, I still, with this new phone, things look really blown out to me sometimes as I'm looking on the screen, but then when I watch it back, like on a different monitor, they don't look so bad. So I'm really hoping that's the case, but let's see if this will focus. So this is, yes, Mill Hill Snowman Globe. There is a lot of beads in this, and as you can see, I went ahead and I just like attached the hanger before I even cut the project, and hopefully it doesn't come back to bite me in the butt, but I just wanted to like be fully done with the beading. But yeah, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but there are so many, like, not only white, but clear beads just all throughout this. And then of course we have the lovely little snowflake charm on the bottom, and yeah, it's really cute. But I feel like I'm kind of off of Mill Hills after this. That is too many beads. I don't know that I'm built for like a fully beaded kit. But this was like a full kit. So the perforated paper and all that came in a little kit, and I decided to do as the instructions said, and I made a beaded hanger for it. So I just need to trim it and back it, and that will be fully finished. And that should happen sooner rather than later, but we'll see. Alrighty, and then my last finish, I actually, as the lighting is coming down around me, I put off filming this afternoon because I wanted to have this as a finish to show you. And we can just call this my like kickoff to Februaviary. It is Birb month in February. And I finished Michelle Bendy's Bendy Stitchy Designs Pocketbook Peacocks. This is fantastic. So this fabric, this was from the 2023 inaugural Birb box, B-I-R-B, Birb, from Jessie of Mislaid Pages. And this is a Jessie of Mislaid Pages fabric. This is Awakening. A 32 count linen is the box I picked, like the fabric I picked last year for my box. And I just love this, and it's so different. Like, you know, there's this much lighter corner, so I wanted any splash of red, so that's kind of why it's shoved over here, and I am so happy with it. So this used all of the dinky dyes that were provided in the box, and it's good. It's real good. Having just finished it, I don't know, I will say, watching Miriam of Marumi Crafts turn so many pieces into project bags. I feel like this, especially because this came, it's called Pocketbook Peacocks because these are sort of like, the design itself is a replication of like, I think an antique needlepoint purse or something that Michelle found. The colors are different for sure, but the motifs themselves are from sort of like an antique design. So it feels fitting to put it on a bag. But yeah, so called for dinky dyes, 32 count Mislaid Pages, and Awakening. Delicious. Love it. So happy to have this done. And I mostly wanted to get this done because the 2024 Februaviary Birb box has landed, and I am gonna open that at the end of the video, so don't worry, you won't be seeing any spoilers until the very end, and I will give you ample notice so you can bail out if you don't have yours yet. But it is February 1st, so I think with the warning and it being February, I'm clear to to show that. But one more look at these. Ooh, so good. So good. I love these. And here, let me just show off the threads. So last year, and keep this in mind, I just thought this was very interesting. So last year it was a very like blue toned box that everything was themed. And, you know, the colors, we had lots of good like greens and blues, and I just love this palette. And this year's is much more pink toned. So kind of an interesting vibe, different vibe, and I love it. So yeah, and then just to quickly, I guess I could have started with this. Since I do have my Notion template up here, the now famous, ubiquitous Stitchy Knitty Notion template. I am a fellow user, if you did not know. So for my January summary here, I stitched in the month of January, I had 3 starts and 5 finishes. And I stitched 8,159 stitches. Some of the, which is tricky. I technically stitched a little bit more than that, but some of those were specialty stitches that I don't really count. So that's how she goes. But so those were all my finishes and a couple of my starts that were also finishes. And then as well this month, I had 2 works in progress or whips. So the first one I will show here is my Owl Forest Embroidery Dinosaur Forest. And I'll put the picture up while I'm getting this out. If you watched my whip parade, I kind of said, you know, I just have really not seen progress on this. I don't ever feel called to stitch it. If I don't make, I kind of put out into the universe, like if I don't make significant progress on it this year, I might at the end of next year consider UFOing it. I don't really want to. And it's sweet. A couple of you reached out to me and were like, I love watching you stitch that one. Like, don't do it. But it's not on the chopping block yet. And I don't think it will be, as you'll see shortly. So in a show of good faith to try to say, I really do want to finish this project, I bought the PDF, which pin there, you can, I didn't attempt to do this, but you can, I have confirmed. I was talking to Chandria Carol Stitches, tag her below. But she messaged, she has a bunch of Owl Forest embroidery like kits that have just been sitting. And I told her that I thought I had heard that when Owl Forest started offering PDFs, that because it's more recent that they offer PDFs, that if you have like proof of purchase of a physical pattern, that they will email you the PDF if you ask for it. So she did that and got all of her charts. So pro tip, if you are getting hung up by paper charts with your Owl Forest embroidery, you can get the PDF and they are Pattern Keeper friendly. They do something on Pattern Keeper I don't think I've seen anyone else do. They almost have like a watermark when you zoom, not completely out, but like when you're partially zoomed out, there's almost like watermarks on it. Tell me if you use their PDFs and have seen this. I don't know. It doesn't impede the stitching, and like when you're zoomed in real close, you don't see it, but you almost see these like O's, like these big O's when you zoom out a little bit. I don't know. Anyway, have I kept you in suspense long enough? Here she is. So last time you saw this in the whip parade, I had this little cluster, this little guy, what is he, a Parasaurolophus? I don't know. This big boy and the little egg dino. And I didn't have anything else. Or I might have had this twig. I don't remember. Yeah, I think I had this one. So everything down here has been since January 1st, January 3rd, really. And what kind of sparked this beyond getting the PDF is getting the PDF allowed me to then see the total number of stitches in this, which this whole chart, I don't know, I think part of me, like, I feel like I wasn't getting very far, and then I looked at it and I was like, oh my gosh, sorry, this is floppy. I was like, I wasn't getting very far, and these dinosaurs are dense, and it's like so much bigger, and there's this huge border, and I just feel like I'm really underestimating how big this chart is. But then when I got it in Pattern Keeper, it is like 10,000 stitches, which is not a small number of stitches, but not as much as I thought. So then I did the old I'm sure a lot of people do this, but the first time I saw this was through CC of GGKCS. And they take patterns like that you want to get some progress on and divide it by like number of weeks, number of days, number of months, you know, whatever scale you're working on, and see how many stitches you need to meet your goal. So just for grins, I, you know, marked off what I had already done and took that total and divided it by 52 weeks, because this was the first week of the year I was looking at this. And I only need 181 stitches a week to be done at the end of the year. And so I had already been hearing Julian Stitches talking about motif a week, hashtag motif a week. And while I don't think that this really lends itself to like a motif a week, I am in spirit doing motif a week with my 181 stitches. So Julie, thank you. Thank you to me. Thank you to Julie. I'm excited about it. I love how the Stegosaurus came out and the border is cute. It's been very exciting to see a little more progress on this. So this is actually, I'm really nervous. I feel like I got to run the border up now, because I have heard that people complain that Owl Forest fabrics can be really small margins. But this is the bottom and this is nearly the edge. There's like there's like the corner plant basically. Like this is the whole width of this plant and then there's a corner plant. So I feel like I have pretty good margins, which we'll see. So yeah, I think I'm gonna move up this direction to kind of check the top corner, and then I'll feel a lot better about things. But yeah, I'm really proud of the progress on this, really happy with how it's looking, and I don't think it's at risk of being UFO'd anymore. But yeah, it turns out PDF's a game changer for a pattern keeper user like me. It just really got the juices flowing again. And I'll show off just so many good threads. Got these on my Nerdy Needle Design Co., who is now Wild Rainbow Co., who doesn't make cross-stitch accessories really much anymore, but got my cool Millennium Falcon and my beautiful Owl Forest threads. Lovely. Lovely. And then my other whip is none other, I have to back myself up in my chair here, than my Twisted Rainbow sampler. So here's where we're at. We are on a new color, y'all. A new color. La la la. So yeah, we're in the specialty band and we have made it to the new color. We are so excited about it. This guy I got is a freebie from a needle minder I bought recently. Yeah, loving it. Like I said, I'm committed. We're not going to take it. You and I are both not going to see it until it comes out of the frame at the end, I don't think. So I do have 2 more stitches on this row. Hopefully you can kind of see. I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, basically there's like a Jessica stitch, 2 rows of rice stitches, a Jessica stitch, 2 rows of rice stitches, and then another row of Jessica stitches. So I am on the second row of like Jessica stitches and rice stitches. So with that, because that was another thing, ooh, sorry. I said in my first Flosstube of the year that I really wanted to finish this one this year. So for this, I'm taking kind of a wacky approach that probably doesn't make sense. Or it's very customized to me, we'll put it that way. So when I was thinking, so having, you know, I like looked at the Dino Forest one and then I, you know, planned that out by stitches by week. And I was like, okay, that looks good. But with this, because of the specialty stitches, I don't really count these stitches, which that's what I was saying, my January total count. I don't really count these because there's just so many movements, particularly to something like the Jessica stitch. So I just kind of yeah, don't count those. I count this more in time than that. Obviously the cross stitches I can count, but on the specialty bands I don't. So with this one, when I was trying to think about how to like chunk it out to make smaller pieces to go for like short-term goals, I actually thought about in terms of up and down, like, because if you've been following me, I tend to work this very specifically in the bands. I don't really, I just work the bands. So like, for example, on this cross stitch row, like I went all the way up with the green and then all the way down with the blue. And then I kind of went up a row, down a row. Like I work it diagonally. And so I kind of went through my own process. So for every cross stitch band, I count that as one up and one down, because that's the way I work it. I will do all of the green cross stitches and go all the way up, and all the blue and go down. On these specialty bands, it can, again, it's very specific to me. It was just like me looking at what the called for stuff was and imagining how I would tackle that. So like I said, for this one, so this row, this up that I'm this up section that I'm currently working, I am doing one Jessica stitch and one rice stitch. On the next way down, I'm going to do a rice stitch by itself, probably. And then I'm going to go one more up, just doing Jessica stitch to finish that out. And like I said, maybe that makes no sense to you, and that's okay if you would approach it a different way. So I sort of mentally counted, I looked at the pattern and tried to mentally count and figure out how many like ups and downs I thought were left. And what do you know? It was 26. There were 26 up and downs left by my count. And there are 52 weeks in the year. And so that means that I need to do one up or down. I need to do a pass every 2 weeks. So I made myself a little page in my journal. I put some fun stickers in. There's no rhyme or reason. I mean, obviously rainbow for Twisted Rainbow. I put a black-bellied whistling duck. I put this little cat. Very exciting. So yeah, here she is. So as you can see, I split up the band that I'm currently working on into 5 ups and backs. And then we have a cross stitch row, so that's 2. This specialty band, I visualized 4 passes, cross stitch, 4 passes, specialty, cross stitch, 5 passes, specialty, and then a cross stitch row. And what's exciting is I think once I get past, I think row 12 is the first row that starts to get smaller. Or I think that's the one that hits the bottom corner. So I think this will get even more manageable as we go, because these rows are going to get shorter and shorter past 12. So I am on track. My next up, so like the up that I'm currently working is due February 11th. And that is that. So this is my Twisted Rainbow sampler planning. So by these counts, hopefully these 2, which are my only 2 projects from 2022, and my oldest projects from 2021? Hold on, now I want to check. When were you? Oh, no, I don't want to. I want to see the page. Yeah, 2021. They're getting long in the tooth. So those are my 2 2021 patterns. And if I can hang with this, they will be done by the end of the year. So she says in January. But no, I'm optimistic. I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling very motivated so far. So those are the 2 whips, and that kind of bleeds in a little bit into plans. So that is how I want to tackle those 2 projects moving forward. And then beyond that, let's talk about February stuff. So this is honestly, like in my notes here, the longest section. So first I wanted to mention 3 things. Anyway, the first thing I wanted to mention was the Superb Owl Bowl. I'll put the logo up here. So this is a play on the Super Bowl for those of us who do not enjoy viewing the Super Bowl. Or those who do and still want to pop in for some Stitchy goodness or snag some Stitchy patterns. You can like football and want to come, I guess. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, so that is being hosted by Hands on Design and Lindy Stitches. And that is like a one evening thing with your admission. Even if you don't show up at all, you are getting 2 exclusive patterns that are owl themed. And if you do have time to attend any of the event, they are going to have like the stitching rooms, like the Jingle Ball. They're doing the whip speed dating again. They have games, it seems like, with they have like a cross-stitch quiz show with the husbands. Meet the designers. Sounds like they're going to be doing a like kind of a panel of the 2 of them talking about tips if you want to become a designer, which sounds really interesting to listen to. Yes, so that will be on Super Bowl Sunday, February 11th. And then I also wanted to mention the Marathon for MMIW G2S, the Marathon for Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women, Girls, and Two-Spirit. And that is something that has been put on by like a handful of people, I will put here. And this has normally been held in like September, October, but due to schedules is now being held February to March. And what a lot of folks do, what the hosts do, is that they pledge, like if you've ever done, as a kid, I remember on swim team, we did like swim a lap where, you pledge money based off how many laps I swam or that kind of thing. So they tried to stitch 100 hours, or, whatever the goal is. I think the original thing was like to stitch 100 hours on one project. I know people interpret that differently now, but so you can go to their 99 Pledges website, which I will link below, and you can do like an outright donation, or you can do like a pledge type donation and back them while they're stitching. So I may take this opportunity to bust out my Heaven and Earth designs, because that is the one piece that I still don't really have a plan for how I want to tackle that this year. And I don't want it to languish, so we'll see. But 100 hours is a lot of hours. If there's 8 weeks in February and March, that's like 12 and a half hours a week that you have to average. That's a lot of time on one project. So maybe like a 50 hours would be great. So I'm not sure, but I'm definitely going to donate and support somebody. I'm not putting up like a pledge or anything, but in support, I may try to put some time and attention into my Heaven and Earth Designs chart, which I don't have near me, but go check out the Whip Parade if you want to see him. Amazing. So next up, so those are kind of like the 2 events that I really wanted to highlight in February. And then for me, I actually made my first Whip Go board this year. That was kind of a surprise to me in January. So I have seen a lot of different iterations of Whip Go, but I have never taken the plunge myself. I just don't really I don't usually look for prompts and things like that. Like I know people are really into Pick-a-Whip, which is such a great idea. It hasn't resonated with me. And I finally saw someone on Instagram, and I feel horrible because I do not remember who this was, but I saw someone on Instagram who set up their Whip Go board with fully finishing challenges. And I was like, if that ain't me, if that ain't the problem that I have. So I set up for myself, and hopefully you will be seeing a picture of this now, a fully finished object Whip Go board, so really it's more like a FFO board, an FFO board, but there's a couple that are not. So just to walk you through a little bit. So I have things like fully finished Dark Queen of the Earth, Must Be Possible, which were like my two of my big finishes last year. And then I have some series starts on here. So I mentioned in my January video that I wanted to keep pushing on some of these little small seasonal series that I have. So I have like a series start from the Polar Plunge series from Swedish Neat Bells. You can see in 4 and 5. Partridge and Pear, so that is the 12 Days of Christmas series from Satsuma Street. Witch's Pantry, I have the last jar from the Witch's Pantry from Hands On Design. Fully finishing my other 2 Flamingo series. Anyway, you get the idea. So I have several little like small starts in there and then fully finished objects. So I kind of went through and pulled everything out. So I will say, since I did this mid-late January, I sort of gave myself the dub in January, and I like backlisted 2 of these pieces. So I think you can see I have Black-Bellied Whistling Ducks as called finished for January, and then I have American Goldfinch. So yeah, these 2 I counted as my January Whip Go Fogo pieces, because that did happen in January. And you know, this is all to motivate us, not get us on the back foot. So I didn't want to pick 2 new projects when I'd already done a fair amount of finishing for the month. So I think this will be good. It'll keep me in a finishing mindset throughout the year. And so yeah, what I was going to share, I guess, is the calls for February. So I did get 2 finish calls, no starts. So the first one is to fully finish Mushrooms of Hyrule, and I want to frame this, and I did order the frame. And what's exciting about me ordering the frame is that I ordered the frame for Dark Queen of the Earth and Must Be Possible as well. So when those get called, I will have those materials. So I put that order in. I'm using Modern Wall Framing Co. on Etsy. I think Michelle G of Bendy Stitchy has talked about that site before. So far, they offer a million different sizes. Naturally, none of my 3 pieces fit into any of those sizes that were pre-listed. So I had 3 custom frame orders, and it was extremely easy to get that from them. They didn't like upcharge me or anything like that. It's still the same, you know, price you can expect like on the listing. And they have a birthday sale going on right now. So I got 20% off, which, you know, so these frames, I will say, they are not cheap. And I will see how they look when they get here, but like the cost itself was not cheap. But it's way cheaper than going to Michael's and getting a custom frame, even with the coupons, that's for sure. Like I bought those 3 frames for, I think maybe like $40 less than what I paid to get 1 piece with the 70% plus the 60% off coupons done at Michael's. And I wasn't even really happy with that frame job. So I will definitely keep you posted as those come in, but this was 1 call for February, which will be framed. And then the other call was for Unwelcome Sign. Oh yeah, and I guess Mushrooms of Hyrule is by Serious Stitches, and Unwelcome Sign is by, I'm sure I can tell you. Okay, all right. It'll be up. And this one I'm going to finish into my cross stitch journal. Not overcomplicate it. I don't really have, a big plan for that. So those are the 2 fully finishes that I called for February, and I am very excited to see how this board treats me. And since I'm in the finishing mindset, I do have 2 things that I want to fully finish as well. So I want to fully finish the National Hot Tea Month piece that you saw. I don't have like the frame all together, like the base that it came with, but I want to at least have the cross stitch ready with its magnet. So like when the frame is ready, we'll be ready to go. And if you missed what that setup looks like, check out, I think, in my January video, I talked through that and showed the pieces. And I want to finish, fully finish the Snowman for sure. And lastly, hold on, I think, oh, he fell down here. I wanted to share, and this is also going to go in the cross stitch journal, but I wanted to show it before it went in because the charm is in the back of this piece. So when I was home for the holidays, I was fiddling around through my like childhood desk, and I found one of my first cross stitch pieces when I was in college. I think I bought like a kit from Barnes and Noble, and there was little scraps of Ada and little designs, little small designs you'll see. And I just did a couple of them. Like my mom has one, and I gave one to like a professor in college that's an owl. And I found this little guy. He's so cute. So I found this little frog and I did initial it. But like I said, what really gets me, you could see he kind of is pulled. That's because I just yoinked those threads across the back. I love him so much. I adore this. This is everything. Just send it. Just carry it. Who cares? Who freaking cares? I love him so much. So this is definitely going in my cross stitch journal. But yeah, I just wanted you to see the way that he gathers. You know, I can pull him flat, but he needs to be under tension to be flat. But you know, those stitches really didn't look too bad from the front. The story here is definitely in the back. Yeah, he's great. Gosh, you can probably tell it's getting dark, so my face is just getting brighter. Okay. Plans. Yes. So we got the superb owl. We got Whipgo. We got February calls. We got MMIWG2S. We got fully finishing. 2 more plans. So one of them is I really want to start the 2024 Stitch for Pride challenge hosted by Dee's 20 Stitches. Honestly, the reason I'm dragging my heels on this is because I want to justify buying mislaid pages called for fabric, but I feel that I don't need to. I want to, but I don't need to. I have fabric to do this. So, and I think from the looks of the first 2 months that we've seen, I think this is an excellent candidate from pulling from Fancy Floss Wall. And like I said, so with the Celebrate All Year Sal and with the Stitch for Pride Sal, these are both like spectacular, not huge pieces, and like the parts are not huge, and I'm loving that. So would love to get that started after I do my learning prompts. I did read about Keith Haring last month. But yeah, I want to start that. And then, oh, just kidding, I have 3. And then I'm also considering being enabled by Julian Stitches and her, and I believe Cross Stitch the Globe. Sorry if I got that wrong. They are doing the hashtag Fab4FanSal, big Beatles fans. Myself, I am in that boat as well, in that submarine, if you will. And I do own Blackbird Designs Yellow Submarine. I also saw Julia Stitches, I think is her channel name, finished this not too long ago, which gave me feels, so I may be jumping in on that. And if you're interested in that, first of all, go check out their channels. They'll be linked below, but they are starting February 13th if you are wanting to get on that. So I do need some materials for this. I think this is worth getting some of the fancy threads for. So just tack that on the old 1, 2, 3 stitch order. And then lastly, I mentioned this a little bit, but I'm going to show it for Leap Day this year. I think a lot of people are planning to start long dog samplers or like big projects. So I have a big project planned, and that is this custom piece that my friend gave me for my birthday. It is a stamped cross stitch. I think last time I talked about it, I called it counted. It is not counted. But it is a stamped cross stitch of my cat, and I have been chatting with one of y'all on Instagram about this, and their handle is also escaping me, who also her partner got her one of these kits, and it is of their dog, and it's looking so good. She's like 63% done. And I've been loving the updates, loving the progress, and it just I'm so waiting until February 29th is gonna be really hard, but I think I can do it. I have a lot of other stuff on the go, luckily, but I want to start it. I want to start it real bad. So that is the leap day plan. Okay. Whew, we did it. So last few things, I have a little bit of haul. And one of them's not even really haul. I just wanted to, I feel like I can be bad about buying boxes and then when they're still available, not mentioning it. And then I unbox the box and it's like, what the heck? Where'd you get that? So I wanted to shout out Forbidden Fiber Co. is selling a Jumanji box for the summer. It's going to come in May. And I wanted to shout it out because so many of you were so excited about the Clue box or sad that you missed out. And this is going to have a game with it. So join me. I ordered it and it's based off, it looks like, you know, the Robin Williams Jumanji, which I loved as a kid. So if you missed out on Clue and you want to play another Forbidden Fiber Co. game, Jumanji is it this summer. Please join me. Next up. Okay, I put in an order to Bags Plus, and that's bags with a Z, BAGZ, Bags Plus, for their Bendy flips, their little floss buddies, because I really like these. As much as I was kind of like, oh, I'm gonna be the type of person who pulls bobbins, you know, pulls from my master set of bobbins and puts them on thread drops, and then the thread drops live with the project. That doesn't always happen. And I use these like big clear plastic boxes that hold bobbins really well, but they're kind of big for some of these projects. And so I found myself at the end of December that I had like 4 or 5 projects worth of floss in one plastic box, and I just didn't really like that. So I went for the flips. So I will show you. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter what the projects are, but so I got this cute little Grogu one. And that's it. So this is a 20 pocket buddy. So this, or no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. A 12 pocket buddy. Yes, a 12 pocket buddy. And there's a pocket on the back as well. So we got that one. So I meant to like hold these out until I film them, but then I was like, nah, I'm putting this up. And then I got a little cat one. I love the round booty. And this is in my Merry Meow Miss Biscornu, obviously. Tried to have a little bit of theming. And that one, I don't know. I got 2 12 pockets and 2 20 pocket ones. Okay, this is a 20 pocket for sure. So here we go. We got these little robins, these little Christmas robins, wintry robins, not necessarily Christmas, but yeah, again, they got the pocket in the back. And this is holding a Frosty Mouse in a winter house. Threads. And then lastly, this freaking polar bear. It's so cute. Oh my god. This is To All a Good Night. So very on theme. Sorry, the glare is getting bad because it's a lot of light. It's getting dark outside. We're wrapping it up. Okay, so I got those 4. Highly recommend. Really like that. But I feel like everybody is anti-bobbin, so I might be alone in that. But if you are a bobbin user still, really like those. They're nice and compact. Great way to hold your bobbins. Okay, that is it. That is, yep, everything I wanted to talk about. And now I'm going to briefly show you what was in the 2024 Birb box. So if you do not want to see what is in the box, now is your escape point. From this point on, it is not a spoiler-free zone. Oh my gosh, the shadows are getting bad. Just do this quickly. So here we go. Februaviary 2024 Birb box. If you are still here and you don't want to see this, that's that's on you. So once again, I think Mislaid Pages does a great job of really focusing on the entire stitching experience. Sorry, I didn't really like lay this out in the way that is in the order that I want to pull things. So, and oh yeah, I was going to show stuff came in some like nice organza bags. I repurposed one already, and then this big one is obviously chillin', but everything was packaged super well. I didn't film an unboxing because once again, I wanted to open it. So we got a cute little button here with this little round, chonky hummingbird. We got I'm assuming what this is supposed to be used as is like a needle case. I do struggle to open this. So, okay, I'm not gonna make you do it, but it's just silver on the inside. It's hollow, little container. And then we got this year's needle minder, which I have last year since I just finished my Peacocks. So yeah, you can see we went from like blue theming to pink theming. I'm gonna keep blocking my face because I feel like hopefully that is allowing it to focus better for you. We got that. We got this adorable little pouch. Never have too many bags. And inside here, we got Barbie's Dream House seam ripper. Are you kidding me? I died when I saw this because I was like, the number of items I feel like as a child I had in these exact plastic colors. But yeah, a little on-the-go seam ripper. We got a little cute pair of pink scissors, kind of translucent. And oh yeah, these came in this is another packaging. And then this year's thread drops, which are on this like pink little these little flexible rings, which I really like because you can add them together to make them longer. So yeah, we got these beautiful tags. I've not put the threads on, obviously. And then we got this year's threads, which are once again stunning. Absolutely stunning. So they're all dinky dyes. I did get the fully fledged box because you don't skimp on a bird box if you can splurge. So this is Bottle Brush. This is Spearmint. Oh gosh, that is like killing me. Let's see if the bag helps. We have Matilda. I'll focus without me. Bushfire, and Noosa. Amazing. And so with this box, these are all called for in the patterns, except for one this year, I think. But yeah, we did get two little treats, which I already ate. Were caramels from Virginia Diner. Let me make sure I don't miss anything. Yes, we got a pack of needles. I don't know where those are right now. Classic, lose those. The Virginia made caramels from the Virginia Diner. And then we did get some stickers, and I'm gonna hold off. We did get a print from Kari of Uncanny Kari, but I don't want to show you yet because it's gonna spoil what the pattern is. So we got, yeah, a Februaviary sticker and a little sticker of the hummingbird from the pin. And now, just to keep you teasing about the patterns, I'm gonna show you the two fabrics we got this year. So this year I went for the 40 count because I thought for some reason that we were only getting one fabric, and so I was like, oh, I want them all to fit. But that is not the case. So now I have two beautiful fat quarters of 40 count of Mislaid Pages fabric. So this is Flourish. Oh, I mean, hold on, let's just, wait, where's the last? Oh yeah, here we go. So let's just hold up the threads to this real quick. I don't even think I've done this yet. Help. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Don't sleep on this box. And then this is Thrive. Y'all aren't ready. What? It's like tie-dye. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Just a little like these little moments. Stop. Stop it right now. It's one of those, it's so good it fills me with rage. So this is Thrive, 40 count. Okay, let's get to the patterns. So there were six patterns this year. And since this one's on top, I'm gonna show it first. So this is Peruvian Flares, Nazca Hummingbirds. And this chart, I will say, is the only one that does not use the dinky dyes. There's not that orange in there. This one is one of my favorites though. This is amazing. And this is based off like a traditional Peruvian style from 2,000 years ago. Nazca, the river valley where it was found. Amazing. All right, let's pull this out of here. Okay, and then next up we have from Darling and Whimsy, Take Heart, Gentle Soul, which is also beautiful, and you can really see that variegation in that thread there. Next we have Michelle Bendy's, so sweet, Worthy Bird. It says, I am the measurer of my worth, and I say I am worthy. I am so sorry. If these are trash, I will just like overlay pictures on them, hopefully. But that, I love whatever bird that is. I gotta look into what that is. And then Miriam of Marumi Designs has Oddball Feather Pants the Third. Incredible. It looks so good on the fabric. Oh my gosh, I love him. So let us celebrate our quirks and what makes us different. Let us be that beautiful odd bird. Break the norms. Be a legend. Oh, I just love this. So the theme of this box as well was like sort of self-love and acceptance, with it being February and the celebration of Valentine's Day for a lot of folks. And I love it. So next up we have Miss Lay Page's design, You Are Enough. I'm sure you could modify that to a Kenuff if you wanted. The nice pink. And then last but not least, I'll show this with the art print. We have Swan Song from Dee's 20 Stitches and Uncanny Kari. I mean, it's so good. It's so good. It's so reflective. It's so good. Okay, those are the contents of the box. Spectacular. I love a bird. I wanted to push to get through last year's Pocketbook Peacocks so that I could justify maybe also having a start out of this box this year. I am so sorry if I'm glowing. Yeah. Okay, that's everything on my notes. I have been gaming as well this month, but I think in the interest of it being super dark, I'm gonna probably let y'all go. And we will try it again next month. But thank you so much if you have stuck around this far. I have to put all of this stuff away. But yeah, I think it's shaping up to be another great year of cross stitch. I just booked my hotel for StitchCon, and I can't believe I'm gonna be doing an in-person retreat this year. So yeah, lots to look forward to. So many great events happening. Please feel free to, I hope that you want to stick around and join me on what is going on with me this year. And so yeah, feel free to subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff. I will get out of your hair now and into the light, hopefully. Thanks for sticking with me in the dark, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.